Joe Taslim was born Johannes Taslim in Palembang, Indonesia, and before becoming internationally famous as an actor, he established himself as a serious competitive judo athlete. He represented Indonesia in international judo competition and earned recognition at the national and regional level. This background is extremely important to understanding his later acting career. Unlike actors who learn martial arts specifically for a movie role, Taslim already possessed years of athletic training, discipline, physical conditioning, timing, balance, and combat experience. That authenticity became one of his greatest advantages on screen. Taslim's foundation is Judo, a martial art built around throws, grappling, balance, leverage, and explosive movement. That gives his fight scenes a different quality from performers whose primary background is striking. His athletic background allows him to perform physically demanding choreography with greater realism and control. This is one reason he fits naturally into the modern generation of martial arts action stars. The major turning point came with The Raid Redemption. Taslim played Sergeant Jaka, a member of the police tactical team. The movie, directed by Gareth Evans, became internationally acclaimed for its brutal and highly choreographed action sequences. Taslim wasn't the central protagonist. The film's main star was Uwais, but his performance helped establish him as someone capable of competing at an international action film level. The success of The Raid introduced audiences around the world to a new generation of Indonesian action performers, and Taslim was part of that movement. One of the biggest demonstrations of Taslim's action star ability came with The Night Comes for Us. He played Ito, a former member of the Southeast Asian criminal organization known as the Six Seas. This was a much bigger showcase for Taslim than The Raid. Ito is violent, physically powerful, emotionally conflicted, and constantly pushed into brutal combat situations. Taslim had to carry much more of the film, demonstrating that he could function not just as a supporting action performer, but as a leading action protagonist. For fans of martial arts cinema, this movie is one of the strongest arguments for calling Taslim a modern action legend. Taslim's career didn't remain limited to Indonesia. He entered the Hollywood action world with Fast and Furious, where he played Jaw, a member of Owen Shaw's crew. Working alongside major stars such as Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, Paul Walker, and Jason Statham gave Taslim exposure to a huge international audience. This was an important milestone because it demonstrated that Indonesian martial arts performers could transition into major Hollywood productions. Another major milestone was his casting as Bi-Han Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat. This was particularly significant because Sub-Zero is one of the most recognizable characters in video game history. Taslim had to portray a character whose identity is heavily connected to combat speed, brutality, and martial arts ability. His physicality made him an excellent fit for the role. His performance also introduced him to an entirely new international fan base. What makes Joe Taslim particularly interesting is the combination of elite athletic background, judo expertise, martial arts discipline, physical conditioning, action choreography, acting ability, international experience, Indonesian cultural representation. Has not simply an actor pretending to be a fighter, has an athlete and martial artist who successfully transformed those abilities into an international acting career. Taslim belongs to an important generation of Indonesian action performers. Alongside stars such as Iko Uwais and Yayan Ruhian, he helped demonstrate that Indonesian action cinema could compete for international attention. The Raid in particular became a landmark for modern martial arts cinema. The international success of these films created greater awareness of Indonesian combat choreography, including pencak silat, and helped filmmakers and performers from Indonesia gain opportunities outside the country. Taslim therefore represents something larger than his individual career. He is part of the globalization of Indonesian action cinema. For your legends never die concept. This may actually be the most interesting part of his story. Taslim's journey can be presented as athlete, martial artist, actor, international action star. He didn't become internationally recognized overnight. His athletic career gave him the physical foundation. His martial arts training gave him authenticity. His acting career gave him a platform, and international films gave him a global audience. That's a powerful motivational story. Calling someone a legend is subjective. Taslim isn't yet in the same historical category as universally recognized martial arts icons such as Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. However, within Indonesian action cinema and the modern martial arts film movement, he has a very legitimate claim to legendary status.